So in the viewport I have a couple of boxes. Again, those are really easy to create. There are just some boxes, and this will be our proxy for the main sofa. And when I'm going to export those out, I just make sure that they have turbo smooth as much as possible. So if I press F4, you could see that this one is pretty smooth, because when I bring down the particle distance between the edges in Marvelous Designer, it may get the shape of my object. So I just want to make sure that I have enough resolution, but not too much, since it's going to slow down the simulation. So these are all with ThermoSmooth on top. I would probably add a couple more for this one and also this one. And we will be exporting these out and continue in Marvelous Designer. Okay, so here's the piece for the sofa. Again, I have a couple of patterns, and they are sewed together. I first created those patterns as small as possible so they can fit the shape of my object, as we did in previous tutorials. And the only difference here is that I have this pattern kind of hanging, and it's only sewed from one side, which is the top of this object. And after all of the simulation was done, again I added those pinpoints all over the place, and I scaled those up, just what we did in previous tutorial. So that's why I'm getting all of these wrinkles, as you can see here. You could also from time to time select your simulation properties and increase or decrease the gravity so they're not really falling down. Also, based on the type of the wrinkles that you want, you may also just increase or decrease it in one axis, so you don't have to go like so. You could only increase it or decrease it in one axis, or like this. So then again, I'll be exporting this one out and do all of those in MeshLab, and again bring those in back in Max. So that's what we have done a couple of times before. Now I'm gonna bring a couple of other objects so you can see the other parts of the sofa. Here's another example. Again, a couple of simple patterns. This one's exactly like the same as what we did for the seat of the chair. So I did the simulation, pinned all the points, and add a couple of pins. You can see still that's visible, the effect of that pin, and increase the scale of all of those objects or all of those patterns, and I have a couple of wrinkles. So let's go for another one. Okay, so here is the main part. The principle is the same. The only difference here is that I do not have all of these sewed together, so I have this part which is apart, and also this one and this one, and you can see I have two different parts in the middle. So that's why I'm getting this one which is separated out. So I basically did the same thing, so there is nothing special into this one. And on this one I also have the collision with the ground on, so we can see the garment is collided with the ground. And yes, that's it. So I'm gonna go for the last piece, which is the back of the sofa. This is the pattern for the back of the sofa, and again the exact same thing. On this one I did not sew the bottom part, so that's why we're getting something like this, but the others are exactly the same. And I guess on this one I did not add a lot of gravity, so if I had added a lot of gravity, we will be getting some folds like so, curving here. So I try to remove the gravity. And by the way, I will be also including all of the files, project files for the MD project, so you can take a look at those yourself. And this one is the scene for the pillows, so I just exported those elements together. I mean, I did not even use the actual mesh that we created in Marvelous Designer, and I did the same trick. I did create a pillow, simulate that one, then freeze it and create another one, or you could copy and paste. And I did it for all of those 5 pillows. So this is what we're getting. And this is the last thing, which is the piece of cloth that is kind of hanging on the left side of the sofa. I created 2 patterns and just dropped them above the sofa, again like what we did for the pillows, but I did drop them from this side, and also the grand collision is on, so we're getting something like that. I did import the sofas. In fact, that's a proxy of the sofa. There are very low polygons. So that would be it for the part of the sofa, and in the next tutorial we'll continue and the rest of the course by starting the shading part.